All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? I'm super, super honored just to sit down with my Uncle Lloyd, our Uncle Lloyd, as we just talk about a lot of our family history and just learn more about the Milburn legacy. And so, again, Uncle Lloyd, thank you for taking this time. Thank you for allowing us just to just get this knowledge from this beautiful family tree that we have. And so, I want to just start off just saying, Uncle Lloyd, introduce yourself, let us know, when you were born, your parents, and then I'll just we'll just flow from there.
Okay, well, I was born April 2nd, 1930, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, how I got that time, because in elementary school, kids would tease me about being an April Fool, that I was born on April 1st.
Wow.
And I told my mother about it, and she said, "But you go back and tell those little bastards that you were born April 2nd at 4 o'clock in the afternoon." So that's how I remember that date. And that they etched in my mind. Now, pardon me for using other little cuss words every now and
Oh,
then.
please be authentic, please.
Okay, I learned how to use those very early in life because, I think at about age 3, I thought damn was an adjective because this is the way everything was told to me. Pick the damn thing up.
Yeah, I can relate. I can relate.
So, but growing up early in my life, my grandfather, Edward Milburn, and my father were perhaps the two dominant forces in helping me to build a foundation based on one, integrity, based on love, based on knowledge and things that you need to learn how to do things and to do them right. As my dad would say to me, if you're going to do it right. And the things that I remember from my grandfather was, as a child, 3 or 4 or 5 years old or 6, follow my grandfather around. He would use the phrase, "Boy, you should always talk so people know what you're talking about." And I heard to my dad, "Your grandpa told me to talk so people know what I'm talking about. What does he mean?" He said, "Well, you got to think before you speak. And when you talk, speak in complete sentences so people know, okay, what you're talking about." Well, based on that, okay, the foundation was built. If you're going to talk, speak in complete sentences so people know what you're talking about. And the other thing that my grandfather established in my life was, boy, you need to know every damn thing you need to know about what you know. Now, a 6, 7-year-old, what the hell does grandpa mean? So I said to my dad, "Hey, grandpa told me." What's grandpa talking about? He said, "Well, you have to understand, the more you know about what you know, the better off you'll be, okay? So if you're going to, if you're going to be a farmer, you need to know everything about planting and harvesting and whatnot, okay? And if you're going to be a driver, you need to know everything you need to know about that car. Okay? So whatever it is that you're going to do in your life, you need to know more. You need all of what you need to know about what you know." So that was the foundation, okay, that I started with, okay, and
Awesome. Now tell us, Uncle Lord, your mom. For people who may not know, like who's your mom and your dad, and then your brothers and sisters, and kind of like explain that. Tell us their names and where they were from, and then we'll kind of walk them through.
okay, well, my mother was Alma Rogers. Okay, she was born in one of those Creole families in Randall, Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Okay, it was a small village community just outside of Opelousas. Okay, and her father was, Henry Rogers. Okay, he was. Uh, his father was white, and his mother was of Indian extraction, but
Okay.
Black Indian.
So,
Okay.
so Black Indian, that's really good to know because a lot of times, we don't realize how we are also have heritage with uh, Black Indians. You know, we don't even see that in today's time that where they show Black Indians, and it's interesting that that's also coming out of Louisiana. So good, good. Okay, and
And
go ahead.
her grandfather, my mother's father, Henry, his father was one of those Cajuns that had migrated down from Canada. Okay, hence the name Rogers. It may have been Roger, but the common sounding of it was Rogers.
Mm.
So I could not link back uh, uh, because of unknown entities. But on my father's side, okay, my father was also born in on Tesh, just outside of Opelousas, the little community of Tesh. Okay.
And is that where a lot of our family? We have a lot of family that grew up on Tash Road, and
Yes.
the funeral. We have a grave site.
Cemetery, you got Little Tesh Cemetery. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yep, your uncle's Rodney's buried. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's right. So that's an historical site. Okay, because you can go online, and if you bring it up online, it's an historical site.
Mm-hmm.
The Little Tesh Cemetery, the old Green Chapel church, okay, was there. But back to what my father was born on Tesh. Now his father was born in Whiteville, Louisiana, okay, and his mother was a mulatto, okay, a young girl who worked in the home of, okay, the farm home of his white father, okay.
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 A mulatto. So for
No,
everybody that's new,
his mother was a mulatto. Okay.
his mother was a mulatto.
Yeah, okay, because of her heritage, okay, on that side of the family.
And for those that are going to be watching it, when we hear mulatto, mulatto is meaning that there's a mix of white,
and
black.
Black. Okay.
Yep. Yep. As well.
Okay.
Okay.
White, black. Okay.
Yep.
Now, my grandfather Edward, okay, his father was white. Okay, his father was a plantation owner. Okay, who took liberties with his young house girl who was like 13, 14 years old, got her pregnant.
Your grandfather.
And my grandfather Edward.
Edward. And what was his Edward? What was his last name?
Milburn.
Edward Milburn was a plantation owner who was your grandfather. And in what part of Louisiana?
My grandfather was Edward.
Got
His father was the plantation owner. Okay.
Got you. Okay.
Okay. Okay. And he was the white guy who took liberties with his young house girl. Okay. My grandfather's mother. Okay. When she was 13 or 14 years old. Okay.
Wow, that's some good stuff. Wow,
But-
wow.
but
Let's
but
pump the brakes right there, because that's a lot right there. So your great grandfather was a plantation owner,
Yes.
and then his he took he ended up getting with one of the uh slaves, one of his slaves,
Yes.
who then birthed your mother.
No, my grandfather.
Your grandfather. Yep.
On my father's side.
Yep. And what's his name, which was Edward?
Yeah, my grandfather's name was Edward. Okay.
Yep. Okay, and that's how Edward comes in. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Edward Milburn, and but his father was, he said, a white guy, and we have uh, genetics, ancestry information about him. Okay, which I can bring up later on. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'll show that in.
I'm gonna pause you right there. So that's great, because now you pretty much caught us up to this part here, to
Yes.
Edward Milburn.
Yes.
And so before we begin, Edward Milburn, what Uncle Lloyd just covered is, the history of Tash, and how, his great grandfather being a plantation owner, and then being with one of the slaves of that time, and having birth of a baby, which brings it to Edward Milburn.
Yes.
There we go. And so out of Louisiana, Black Indians, coming down from Canada to Louisiana as Creole, and to now beginning to now have the lineage of the Milburns really start creating our, our own, family tree, so to speak. And so now we're here, right? At Edward.
Yes.
Okay, got you. All
No.
right.
Okay. And he married Virginia Hunt. Okay, who was okay.
That's Virginia Hunt right there, everybody.
That's that. And that family connection. Okay, there were how many boys and 4 boys and 3 boys and 6 girls. Okay.
3
anyway,
boys and 6 girls.
In that Edward Milburn, Virginia Hunt family.
Okay.
Okay. And my dad, Curly, was the oldest. Okay. Curly Milburn was the oldest.
If anybody want to get this information, we're going to make this able where we can get this to all the family so you can kind of go through it as we explain it to you virtually. You can look at it and touch it and hold it and flip the pages. So now we're going to Curly and Alma Rogers.
Right. Those are my father and mother. Okay. The parents of the 14 children picture that you held up earlier. Okay. And I'm the youngest of that group of 14.
So now this is the first generation of Curly and Alma Milburn family group, right?
Yes.
So this is where we're going to be able to, so after the story and the history that Uncle Lloyd just shared, now we're going to put an image to it. And as you see, the first generation of the Curly and Alma Milburn family. All right, go ahead, Uncle Lloyd.
Okay, and I'm that little guy sitting in the center of the picture, okay, just in front of my mother, okay, and surrounded by my 13 siblings, okay. Okay. The oldest of the siblings is on my right in that picture, but my brother, the upper, my right, your left, no, the other one, yeah, the oldest, Brother Earl.
Brother okay. Earl, all right.
And next to him is the second, Brother Clessy, okay. And third in line is Curtis is number 6 or 7. Down the line a little bit is Virginia, okay. I've forgotten the numerical order. That's Rodney. Okay,
right, this
that's right. Your grandfather.
So this would be, my grandfather's dad.
Yes.
Yep. So that would be
that's right. Your grandfather's dad.
Yep. So it would be my great grandfather.
Your great grandfather.
Yes, sir.
I forget. Okay. Claire is your grandfather. I forgot.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And next to him is Roy. Okay. Roy. Okay.
And let's come over here.
Okay, that's our sister Ziola. Okay. She married to the preacher, the Baptist preacher, Brother Reuben Stewart. Okay, and next.
In Louisiana too?
Yeah, all of the family married folks from Louisiana. It's from Louisiana. Okay.
There we go. The Boucher.
Okay. So except Brother Sidney married. Okay, 2 of them married somebody from Texas. I think Virginia married a guy from Texas, from Houston, but I think he was originally from Louisiana.
Okay. And who is this right here?
That's the man, the face, Murphy. That's Uncle Murphy. And that's my mother in the center. That's my mother, Alma. And that's Della Mae, one of the twin sisters. And next to Della Mae's sister Lottie. Okay. That's my brother Sidney. Okay. And that's sister Della Mae, the other twin. Okay. And that's big sister Virginia. She was the oldest girl, big sister. All know her.
She was named after your mom.
No, my grandmother.
Your grandmother, I mean.
Well, no, she called herself, instead of Virginia, she called herself Alverta, Virginia. She gave herself a first name, Alverta, Virginia.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's my brother Henry.